Volkswagen's electric vehicle dreams are going up in smoke. The CEO warning of the roof being on fire is just the tip of the iceberg in the largest EV market crash of our lifetime. Today, we delve into the unprecedented challenges Volkswagen is facing in the electric vehicle realm. With a staggering 50% drop in EV sales, production halts, and a colossal recall due to fire risks, the once promising future of VW's electric cars is now hanging by a thread. Don't miss out on the crucial insights that explain why Volkswagen is grappling with a massive consumer backlash and a seemingly insurmountable drop in demand for their EVs. Stay tuned to grasp the full magnitude of this unfolding crisis. It's a wake-up call for the entire industry. So why is Volkswagen aggressively promoting EVs despite a lack of demand? Does this signify the beginning of the end for Volkswagen? And can their secretly developed EKiller fuel rescue their combustion cars? Here's the breakdown of what happened. Volkswagen is facing a revolt from its customers, dealing with thousands of unsold EVs and holding the highest debt among all car manufacturers. It's essentially in the midst of an existential crisis, a consequence of prioritizing politicians' advice over customer preferences. This predicament is a direct result of pushing EVs and cars that don't resonate with what their customers truly want. Initially, Volkswagen touted an increase in EV sales this year compared to the previous year, a notable 45% surge. However, the plot thickens. Their reported EV numbers don't reflect reality. They are delivering EVs ordered in the previous year, while this year witnessed a 50% decline in EV orders across the board. Europe holds significant importance for VW's EVs, being their primary market. Yet, they not only experienced an EV decline in their largest market, but also in their second largest market, China, where VW is on the verge of shutting down. The reason? Intense price competition from other companies that know how to price their products strategically. Volkswagen has been compelled to slash prices for their ID series 4 times this year, and even with these adjustments, sales are barely on the rise. The EV market is currently experiencing a downturn, potentially saving consumers thousands of dollars. Now let's delve into the details. VW's chief financial officer Arnaud Honnets acknowledged that the slowdown isn't exclusive to VW. The entire EV market is facing a sluggish phase. Consequently, VW's leadership is opting to pump the brakes on EV production. They had to halt production for 2 of their electric models, the ID.3 and the Cupra Born, at their German factories for a few weeks, citing weakened demand. It seems like they flooded the market with electric cars, only to realize that not enough people are interested in buying them. VW's crisis was further emphasized when CEO Thomas Schaefer issued a stark warning to employees, stating, "The roof structure is on fire. This is the final wake-up call. We are letting the costs run too high in many areas and need to cut spending. This is the last call." Just a year ago, former CEO Herbert Diess visited Tesla's factory and was astonished by what he observed. Tesla was producing 8 EVs in the time it took VW to build 1. He admitted, "We didn't expect our main US competitor to be so fast. It will be tight, but we won't give up on it. I would still see a chance that by 2025, we have first, at least second." Volkswagen is making a substantial push into the EV market, but they appear to be playing catch-up. They were even caught selling vehicles with high fire risk, a matter I'll discuss later in this video. Meanwhile, Tesla is forging ahead, boasting a market cap of a staggering $900 billion in 2021, while VW hovered around $96 billion. In terms of car sales, Tesla delivered approximately 9,136,000 cars, while VW sold 8.9 million, with only a fraction, 42,900, being electric. Tesla's growth is remarkably rapid, establishing factories in Texas and Berlin, maintaining positions in California and Shanghai. They seem to be expanding everywhere. A haunting reminder of Volkswagen's scandalous practices lies in over 300,000 diesel cars stored across 37 facilities in the US. This vast automotive purgatory stems from Volkswagen's infamous 2015 emissions scandal, where the company was exposed for using software techniques to deceive emissions tests. The aftermath involved a staggering $7.4 billion in buyback settlements and the colossal task of storing these recalled vehicles. Additionally, a ban from the EU on combustion engines has contributed to significant losses. VW has a different strategy in the works. They've been quietly developing a secret new fuel for years, escaping notice. But before diving into their EV challenges, let's address the issues at hand. VW has been reducing shifts and slowing down EV production at their Emden plant in Germany. It's not due to the lack of intent. It's simply because people aren't showing much interest in buying them. The term strong customer reluctance is being tossed around, sounding like a polite way of saying no one wants their EVs. They even had to cancel a late shift to produce their ID4 and ID7 models for 2 weeks. To cope with losses, they've taken the drastic step of firing workers, underscoring the severity of the situation when a company like VW begins cutting back on jobs and production. But hold on, there's more. Let's discuss the alarming part, the financial aspect. VW is drowning in debt, a staggering $92 billion, equivalent to the entire GDP of some fairly advanced countries. So why is VW entangled in such a mess with their EVs? Part of the reason lies in the diminishing incentives for buying EVs in Europe, such as reduced subsidies. It's also no secret that their cars are priced higher for no apparent reason, even though they utilize older technologies and subpar infotainment systems. Adding to the intrigue, Herbert Diess, at the helm of VW, had ambitious plans for a new electric car and an elaborate new factory. However, when Oliver Blume took over, the narrative shifted. The new leadership took a different stance, deciding to abandon the plans for their planned $2 billion factory and opt for a reorganization within their existing facilities. Now let's delve into VW's questionable practices, which triggered thousands of recalls and put numerous lives at risk. VW had to recall every single ID4 EV they sold in the US due to a fire risk. Earlier this year, they identified a problem with the charging cable that posed a potential fire hazard. Recently, another issue surfaced, this time with the roof. The material used for the interior sunshade in the 2023 models could potentially spark a fire. Imagine driving along and suddenly your car's roof could catch fire. It's a nightmare scenario, and it's not a trivial matter. We're talking about 23,886,008 vehicles potentially carrying this risk, including various models like Passats, Golfs, Tiguans, Arons, and even some Audi models. Shifting gears to VW's aspirations for affordable EVs, there was a time when they were enthusiastic about crafting a compact EV priced below $20,000, a seemingly enticing offer for an electric car. However, doubts have crept in, with VW now uncertain if they can make it happen. The notion is that cheap EVs might not yield sufficient profit, initially banking on new battery technology to halve costs. Even with that prospect, the feasibility is uncertain. The promise of an affordable EV from VW might be challenging to fulfill. Rather than fully committing to EVs, VW has been quietly concocting a secret new EV killer in their labs, poised to revolutionize the current automotive landscape. Amid the buzz surrounding the EV, VW is taking a broader perspective. They're questioning, electric cars are cool, but what about e-fuels? Recognizing the multitude of existing cars on the road with a long lifespan, VW suggests not abandoning them, but making them cleaner. These e-fuels deviate from conventional gas or diesel, presenting a secret sauce that could sustain combustion engines while significantly reducing CO2 emissions, almost to the point of minimal emissions. VW is anticipating to integrate this technology into their vehicles by 2027. However, until then, they find themselves walking a precarious tightrope. Sole reliance on electric vehicles is not a foolproof strategy, as market trends suggest that EVs may not be the exclusive future, and combustion engines are here to stay for the foreseeable future. Presently, VW faces a monumental challenge, addressing safety issues and devising ways to make EVs financially accessible to the public. It's a nerve-wracking period for them and for anyone driving their cars. How about your preference? Do you lean towards VW EVs, or does the allure of good old combustion engines still hold? Share your thoughts in the comments below.